Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I love to hate the trend of no bad days. Now, I don't know if no bad days is a thing anymore, but it was at one point, and so I'm just going to pretend like it's relevant for me to be talking about it and talking about the critique of it. I think that the intent of no bad days has some fine elements. It's okay. But I'm actually going to be talking about the other side, how I'm not that drawn to it. No bad days just makes me feel extra bad about having a bad day because I'm like, oh, well, other people have the power to turn their days around. Why not me? What is the pressure to turn the day around? Why does the day have to be good? I guess in some ways it's more enjoyable, but maybe it's not enjoyable to turn that particular day and spend your energy turning things around when instead you could let them be how they are. Just saying, my disclaimer for this video though is if you're a depressed person who a bad day is going to be a really bad day and it's going to put you into your downward spiral, maybe don't take some of this advice. That's my disclaimer on this, because I'm basically going to say you can have a bad day, but if you having a bad day is actually going to be really bad for more than just that day, then maybe re-examine that and decide what you want to do. I'm actually going to argue that bad days are kind of important. They're kind of revealing. So you can use your bad day as a learning opportunity to learn what are your triggers, what made this day bad. Is it because you've been burnt out from the week? Did you not sleep well? Does some person just really make you mad and turn your day bad? English. It's also a good opportunity to set boundaries. So when you're in the middle of having a bad day, some things are going to make it worse. For example, having to do parts of your job that may pertain to customer service. Now, if that's your whole job, that sucks. But if that's part of your job and it makes it worse on those days, maybe hit the brakes a little on the customer service part and try to do something else if at all possible. So you can set boundaries that way. Or maybe you don't want to talk to people as much on those days, so maybe you just don't. You have a more quiet day and you try to do things on your own. So it can be good in helping you set boundaries, and it can also help you find patterns. So if you tend to have bad days on the end of the week, every single week, in the summer, maybe there's a reason for that. I remember I would have this problem. It was a couple summers ago, and the week would be fine. And then the end of the week on Thursday, Friday, bad, horrible. I started to I don't know what I did. Did I start going in? I don't know that I started going in on Fridays, but it was a topic of conversation in therapy of why is my week like this? Starts up high and then goes low and then it's really bad. And then it happens again and again and again. So bad days can allow you to find patterns. And it's true that you can't be emotionally resilient all of the time. So there are going to be times when you may not be able to bounce back as you would on a normal day or a time when you're feeling good and can therefore bounce back from a certain event or thing that happens or a certain criticism someone says. Some days you handle them really well and some days are going to be tougher. Okay, so I have two ideas for you. One, and this is, I've been trying to work on this myself, is to be as specific as possible and not to generalize things. So for example, I'm having a bad day. That's pretty good. Not, I hate this job. If most of the time you don't hate the job, you just happen to be having a bad day on that day. You can say, I'm having a bad day, but you wouldn't say, wow, I hate this job so much, if that's not true most of the time. And it's also like that phrase of, it's a bad day, not a bad life, which I do like in some respects. It reminds you that there are going to be bad days with the good days. Number 2 is alternatives to this no bad days philosophy, ? And I encourage you to try to find alternatives to the trends that are out there that you don't love, because I think it can be really fun. You could do, instead of no bad days, some bad days, some good days, if most of your days are bad, but some of them are good. Limiting my bad days, having a finite number of bad days. Gotta have bad days. Bad days are pretty important. Let me have this day, our daily bread. No bad dogs, which I think it should just be changed to no bad dogs. I don't think anyone should say no bad days anymore. It's official. The jury's in. And then hashtag yes bad days. Saying yes to bad days. By the way, when I talk about how bad days are kind of important, yeah, there are some times where you can see patterns and you can be more aware of your triggers. But also sometimes it's just a bad day. So don't feel like you need to analyze and be super self-aware on that day at the same time. If you missed my last video, 2 videos ago, is about high monitoring. So that would be an example of high monitoring, is thinking to yourself, why am I having this bad day? You need to turn this day around. I feel bad about feeling bad about having this bad day, etc. Sometimes you just have your bad day, okay? So let me know which one of those alternatives, though, resonate with you. I'm thinking no bad dogs, but I also like bad days are pretty important, and I like some bad days, and I like some good days for those of us who have a lot of bad days. Some good days is a reminder that there are some good days. It's like the weather. I will catch you next week. Okay. Bye. And if there's any other sort of trends you would like me to analyze, just let me know. Cool? Okay. Bye.